जनरली मेमोरी मैनेजमेंट का पूछा जाता है जावा इंटरव्यूज में. सो टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट stack and heap. We will see a brief comparison between them. Okay, so consider stack as your tiffin box or as your lunch box having different compartments, right? And you will get the food from the first compartment first, then from the second compartment, and then from the third compartment, right? And you can consider heap as your messy kitchen drawer where all the stuffs are there but it's not in any order, right? Now let's talk about the property of stack and heap. So stack is having limited size. Okay, it has a predefined memory which is allocated by JVM. Okay, when it comes to heap, it has a bigger memory space. Okay, and whatever the elements or the objects which is stored in the heap, it is basically unordered. Okay, and it's also dynamic in nature. If we want, we can increase the size of heap at the runtime. Okay, but that's not the case with the stack. Now let's see what these stack and heap store actually, right? So heap stores method calls and the local variables. So let's say if you have defined this method something called do something. So when you call this method do something, this do something will get memory in the stack, right? Or gets stored in the stack. And whatever the local variable you are creating, right? Those local variable also gets memory in the stack. But when it comes to heap, in heap we store the objects. So let's say if you create a student object like student s equal to new student, so the reference variable will get the memory in the stack, and whatever the object you have created, that will get the memory inside the heap, right? The another difference between the stack and heap is that stack is managed by JVM. As I mentioned, the stack memory is managed by JVM, right? So as soon as do something methods get executed, okay, these both elements will get removed from the stack. Also, one thing to note that if we try to store so many method calls in the stack, in that case we might get stack overflow error, okay, by the JVM, because since the space is limited here, right? Also, for accessing the element, it follow the LIFO pattern, right? Like last in first out. So whatever the element which got inserted in the last, that will get popped or that will get removed from the stack first. Okay. When it comes to heap memory is managed by garbage collector. So again, the memory gets freed here immediately, right? Because it is managed by JVM. But that's not the case with the heap. So when garbage collection happens, at that point of time, whatever the unused object identified in the heap, that gets removed. But it's not get removed immediately like stack, right? So that's one difference between the stack and heap. So अगर आगे से तुम्हें कोई इंटरव्यू में ये क्वेश्चन पूछता है, make sure you consider all these points for answering this question. That's all for today. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye bye. So let's say